It's do or die in the desert as we get set for this USL Championship matchup with massive playoff implications. It's New Mexico United and Las Vegas Lights in this final regular season match of 2019. James Patel delighted to be joined by Ryan Davis. The site of tonight's match is the Lab, Isotopes Park in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And both of these sides are still alive in terms of boosting themselves into postseason play.
Yeah, New Mexico United in the next 90 minutes have to perform well and do something they haven't done all season long. Convert chances regularly to ensure victory tonight, to get themselves in position to creep through the back door and make the playoffs.
Las Vegas also in it still, but both sides have lacked consistency. None other than New Mexico United, who showed that against Tacoma earlier this week.
Against Tacoma, 15 shots on target. No doubt they made every effort to score, but just couldn't convert those chances. We see Kevon Frater had a chance going straight to the keeper. Sandoval with a second bite of the apple. So this New Mexico team are excellent at creating chances in the last third, but their conversion rate is poor, and as a result, don't get the results on a consistent basis in what they need to qualify for the playoffs.
Las Vegas, another team who lack consistency throughout the season. They improved on last year, but to clinch a playoff spot, their mountain is even bigger to climb.
They have double-digit goals to score tonight if they have to have a chance to get into the playoffs against one of their rivals in New Mexico. Las Vegas started off slow, trying to catch some steam now. It's going to be a long night for them to try and get all those goals tonight against this New Mexico team.
Well, it's a desert derby that could decide playoff positions. Will we see more madness at the Lab? It's what we've become accustomed to this USL Championship campaign. New Mexico United and Las Vegas Lights do battle in Albuquerque. First half kickoff is right around the bend.
Hey, where's Roush and Justin?
I don't know, bro.
Yo, this is crazy. Y'all gotta come check this out. Come on, come on.
Let's all experience something together. This beer, so pure you can taste it. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold. Beer in its organic form.
Welcome back into the Lab, otherwise known as Isotopes Park here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. A massive one here. New Mexico United facing off against Las Vegas Lights FC in this final matchup of the 2019 regular season campaign. New Mexico United, here's their starting lineup presented by Michelob Ultra.
Well, no Kevon Frater tonight, so Chris Wehan is going to have to do the duty with Devon Sandoval to try and find some opportunities and get some goals tonight for this New Mexico team, which they're so desperate for. Sam Hilton, the physical player, number 4 in midfield, is there to disrupt plays and also create chances for the front two. The defensive partnership of Schmidt and Tite has been excellent all year long. You're going to rely on them as well tonight.
And here's how Las Vegas Lights will line up against New Mexico. Para and Tabor Ataka, the two clear goal threats for the away side tonight.
Yeah, we were talking before the game. Both of them combined for 23 goals, with Power with 15 and, of course, Itaka with 8. They provide all the offense for this Las Vegas Knights team, with their 4 midfielders behind them are industrious, hard-working. They try to press as much as they can, and when they get that ball, create for the front two, just like New Mexico will.
Those front two will need to be on it tonight as they want to destroy that goal differential that they have to overcome. If they want any shouts at the playoff, Las Vegas, who are really up against it, it's New Mexico United's match to win, and they have more in favor for them, although they need other teams to help them out.
Correct. New Mexico tonight has more to lose than Las Vegas because they are within touching distance of the playoffs. So they're going to come tonight, try to play their game. They're going to play the host. They're going to instigate things. It's up to Las Vegas to disrupt things, break up plays, and catch them on the counter-attack.
Ryan, you and I have seen the keys to the game prior to this one, and presented by Garcia Automotive Group, as New Mexico United will want to win all 50-50 moments. They'll have to be disciplined in their defensive shape, and Lucane will want them to take advantage of the attacking transition.
Well, it's all going to start with the duels, the 50-50 moments. That's what breaks up plays and causes counter-pressing moments, and that's how the transition comes into play. So yes, those 50-50 moments are huge for this New Mexico team against a physical Las Vegas Lights team.
New Mexico United will line up one last time this year at home in the regular season. I'll be hoping that they can perhaps return here, although if they do make it into a playoff position, it's very unlikely they'll get a home berth.
Correct. They're so far down, they're going to have to play uphill for the entire playoffs, visiting other people's stadiums. But can we just say the Lab, they produce 12,000 every game. They've sold out just about every match they've played at home. What a show they've put on.
One last time around here at one of the finest grounds in the USL Championship, as New Mexico United get us underway. And already early on, Las Vegas have won a free kick. Devin Sandoval already receiving a forward pass there.
Yeah, it looks like it was a foul on Santi Moore or Sandoval, one of the two. It looks like it was Santi Moore on this left-hand side. He's an excellent, great, skillful player, but also physical as well. And as a result, Las Vegas wins the free kick.
Crowd right over the players here at Isotopes Park, affectionately known as the Lab here in Albuquerque. There's the record for New Mexico United: 10 wins, but also 10 losses and 13 draws. So the inconsistency for New Mexico throughout this season has really put them in this position where they have to try and battle right at the last.
Correct. They've scored some goals and put themselves in winning positions, but defensively, they've sort of let themselves down, and as a result, could not hold on to those leads and gave up a lot of points in those 10 losses and, of course, draws as well.
Now, if you're coach Troy Lucane, you and I, Ryan, have been in locker rooms before. What kind of talk has he had to his players prior to this one? It's a massive one for them. How does he get them riled up and perhaps not let them lose concentration, but also have them fired up for this match?
I think you have to remind them this is your 34th game for the year. There's nothing new. It's still the same pitch, the same home ground, and the ball still is round. So as a result, don't get too excited. Don't get too nervous. Allow the game to come to you, and eventually your adrenaline will take over and you'll get involved.
Composure here tonight at the foremost for both teams, particularly more for the home side, New Mexico United, as Las Vegas, perhaps this is just going to be a victory that will give their fans something to cheer about as they improved on their campaign from last year. Perhaps they're undoing this year, as they've conceded 54 goals, only scored 46. That's 11 less than their opponents tonight. New Mexico United have scored this season 57 for them, but both teams have been porous at the back. New Mexico conceding as many as they've scored. I mentioned that 57 goal figure, the amount they've also allowed into the back of their net. Only 3 clean sheets in 33 games for Cody Mizell.
Well, that's a challenge for every coach. Troy Lucane, no difference for him. He's going to have to come in next year and solidify that back line. And as a result, like we just said, hold on to more 1-0 leads and eke out more 2-1 wins.
Sandoval unable to control there. Now Las Vegas will come away. This is Preston Tabor attacker. 8 goals for him this campaign for Las Vegas. Sousa's ball in. Las Vegas still able to maintain possession, but just as I say that, it rolls out of play.
Well, Las Vegas players, though, their coach is a forward, and he is in Eric Ronaldo. They play very direct. They try to force the action, get into the box as quick as they can with few passes, and try to strike as early as they can. So no doubt, every time Las Vegas takes the field, it's going to be exciting.
Las Vegas, perhaps the most wild of any of the teams in the USL Championship. The antics they get at their home games are just as wild as some of the stuff they put out on the pitch.
Yeah, it spreads right to the pitch, like you said. The yellow cards and red cards are brandished every week in Las Vegas, and that's just the way they play. High intensity.
7 sendings off for Las Vegas Lights in this campaign as the foul is called against them. Now it will be a free kick for New Mexico, not before the referee has a word here with Chris Wehan. There's Preston Tabora Taka, one of the top goal scorers for Las Vegas.
Just going back to your red card situation and the discipline for this Las Vegas team, they also lead the league in yellow cards with 99. Just a staggering amounts of yellow cards for the team. So they are very committed in the challenge, but they also get kind of chippy off the ball as well, which sometimes throws them off of their concentration and off of their rhythm.
Their discipline as well may be a result of why they are at a 2-10 in full record on the road. So it's all against them really tonight, and maybe that's just a chance for them to have a point to prove if they feel as though they really don't have much to play for.
Yeah.
Considering those playoff hopes for them, very unlikely. However, they are still mathematically in it, but only just. We'll have to see some Vegas magic tonight if we are to see this light side make the playoffs. It'll definitely be against all the odds now as Chris Wehan coming away thanks to Santi Moar's pass. Still with Wehan, he's delightfully chipped it over for Moar. Oh, and initial save saved, and again the rebound, Wehan unable to deliver it in.
Chris Wehan, just like his coach said before the game, Troy Lesane, he said he's going to be the X factor tonight. That play started deep in his own center circle. He created the move and almost finished it off himself. He really is a joy to watch, just a complete forward. Can create for himself and for others.
No Kevon Freitas tonight for New Mexico, a massive loss for them, their top goal scorer. He's out through suspension. Wehan having to play as the number 10 behind one striker in Devin Sandoval, who himself isn't a bad option up front.
Yeah, it's almost a perfect combination though. You have the nimble and quick Wehan who can create stuff, and then you have the big forward, the anchor man himself, the number 9 in Devin Sandoval.
New Mexico have 2 players who have 11 goals each, one of them being Sandoval, the other being on the pitch with him, Santi Moar. So those 2 perhaps can create some attacking opportunities, as well as Chris Wehan, who Coach LeCain feels as though he is possibly New Mexico United's most likely chance creator. Las Vegas coming back the other way, and we can already tell early on in the first 7 minutes of this match that it's already quite stretched.
Both of these teams are so offensive oriented, and it's just a joy to watch when they take the field. It's going to be a real battle here tonight.
Moar coming forward again. He'll have a shot, and it's saved. Behind for a corner, Adam Hobbs, the goalkeeper for Las Vegas Lights, pulling off a top save here in the early moments.
Well, with 15 shots on target this Wednesday gone, here's the first one tonight. Santi Moar going on his left foot and a rocket. And an excellent save there by Thomas Olson. So Adam Hobbs, rather, coming in. He is undefeated, Adam Hobbs, when he's between the sticks, and makes his first save tonight.
First corner of the evening as well for New Mexico United. Headed away by Las Vegas. They'll try and come away on the counter. Good intervention. But then there's a late challenge. Perhaps there might be a free kick awarded, but the referee says that was fair play. And New Mexico will continue on. But from our vantage point, that looked like a foul.
Looks like Salim Mohammed got away with one. There was a bit of a counter-attack from Las Vegas. Mohammed threw himself.
Suggs. Moa. He'll go in again. Sandoval's there. Oh, it's Wehan off the line. And behind for another New Mexico United corner.
How does it stay out? Sandoval was right on top of Hobbs. And somehow Wehan with the shot. Here it comes. There's Moar causing all sort of trouble. Tucks it back in. Sandoval now back to the goal. Wehan and cleared off the line by the number 5.
It came off with the goalkeeper, Hobbs, to put it behind for the corner routine. And Hobbs has come off the worst for that.
It was actually De La Fuente who cleared it off the line, but Hobbs now down. Not good news for Eric Ronaldo. Of course, he has Thomas Olsen on the bench. But wanted to give Adam Hobbs the full 90 minutes, if you will. He's been excellent in the opportunities that he's gotten so far. And the keeper's taken off his gloves, which is not a good sight.
And the goal line heroics really have not really helped out Las Vegas too much. They haven't conceded, but now they might have to make a goalkeeping change, as we already see Thomas Olsen off the bench.
Olsen, of course, started and played 29 games for this Las Vegas team this season.
Well, a crazy opening here within the first 10 minutes, and nothing short of what we expected.
Yeah, both of these teams sticking to the script and coming forward, trying to get goals. Vegas with their direct play, and New Mexico with their nimble 1-2s, working their way into the box, led by Chris Wehan and Santi Moore.
We talk about how many goals these two sides have scored and conceded. Not very tight on the defensive end, but maybe they know that they have to play at their best tonight, and they have to score goals, and getting them quickly is going to help them, especially in the case of New Mexico United. So perhaps that's why we've seen such a wild opening here at the Lab. And those New Mexico United supporters right behind their side tonight, in their numbers, in their droves, as they have been throughout this 2019 campaign.
They have showed up all season long and led from in front in regards to average attendance in this USL. What a showing by this New Mexico team in their first year, very first year.
We'll have a look at the standings as we wait to see if the goalkeeping change will be made, and this is how the bracket for the playoffs will look at the current moment. Phoenix Rising already booking their place, but Sacramento will have to face San Antonio, and LA Galaxy too will have to face Austin Bold if results stand.
And both of these games will play just right here on Wednesday, the upcoming Wednesday. So not much rest for these teams, and that's the setback for these teams to play on a Wednesday. If you do qualify after that match, you have to play right after on the Saturday, so there'll be no break, which of course gives the seeded teams a much needed break.
New Mexico then, if they can book a place tonight, and they'll be hoping that they can, they perhaps could have to play Austin Bold, a team that they've beaten already this season. We'll see the change now as Thomas Olsen will replace Adam Hobbs within the first 12 minutes of this match. You hate to see it for Adam Hobbs, but Olsen not a bad choice to replace him. He started more of the matches for New Mexico United.
No, just looking at Hobbs here, here's Olsen. What a great gesture that is. Hobbs getting his chance. He's still undefeated, by the way, even if we're only 7 minutes into this match, 11 minutes rather. But Olsen is the starter, but Hobbs worked for this opportunity, got the opportunity, and it's sad to see him leave just after 10 minutes.
A nice touch there from Chris Wehan as well. He recognises that he played a part in that, indirectly of course, but now he'll take the corner for New Mexico United. With plenty of numbers forward in there as well. Near post delivery. It's going to be kept in play by Wehan. Second ball in. Again, headed away by Las Vegas. They've dealt with those set pieces well early on.
This Las Vegas team, with the tackle being up top, is so quick, so slippery on counter-attacks.
Parra's ball's been cut out, but will fall for Las Vegas.
Oh.
Strike coming in, and it's wide of the post, and that was travelling.
Looks like it was Vinny Vermeer, I believe, coming in on that left-hand side. What a shot that was. No, not Vermeer, rather. It was Christian Torres. Versatile player for this Las Vegas team. Terrific left-footed strike.
Half-time break, San Antonio with a 1-goal lead over Colorado, and that does not play well for either of these sides.
Correct.
Either of these two teams here tonight want to book their place into postseason play. That result will not be one that they want to see. Still only a 1-0 advantage for San Antonio at home against Colorado side who could pull off something and maybe get a draw out of that. That would play more into the hands of New Mexico United, of course, in their postseason push this afternoon. There's Josh Suggs for Hamilton.
Here comes the lovely passing of this New Mexico team. Just willing to keep it on the grass. Everyone gets a touch of the ball. Very patient in their build-up.
Suggs now. Over for Moa. The Spaniard in this side who has such creative flair.
Beautiful.
Mohamed. For Suggs and Moa tracking back. Mid forward for Weehan. Moa back for Weehan. Weehan goes on and he finds the back of the net, but it's the back of the net. And it will be a goal kick for Las Vegas.
Well, that was like 20-something passes on the trot from New Mexico, and it turned out to be a bit of magic by Chris Weehan in the last third. Just beautiful stuff in the center circle. Santimar into Chris Weehan, and a rocket of a shot. And Thomas Olson was almost greeted with a right-footed strike by Chris Weehan that almost found a way in the back of the net.
You know, on second occasion at looking at that, that wasn't that far away.
So no Kevon Frater, but no problem so far for New Mexico, with Chris Weehan sort of putting his footprint on this game quickly.
How much does New Mexico United playing to their game plan, playing their football, play into this match and perhaps towards their victory?
Yeah, and they're almost feeling that press from Vegas and working their way around it, just sticking to their script, sticking to the style of football that they play, New Mexico. And of course, it's so easy on the eyes.
Las Vegas happy to sit back and absorb pressure, it seems, early on, but it might come to bite them in the back. New Mexico are knocking on the door in the first quarter of an hour of this match. Suggs for Mohamed. He'll loft it forward. In the channel, it's going to run behind for a goal kick for Las Vegas Lights.
Well, good effort from Mohamed. Eventually, the injection of the pass or the injection of pace has to come in order to score goals. You can't tiki-taka your way all the way through. So Mohamed lifting his head up, trying to find that ball through, that penetrative through ball, just didn't work in at that time.
Schmidt for Cody Meisel, the former Clemson Tiger, who started every match for Mexico United in their inaugural season, a new expansion club in the USL Championship, who really have set the tone as a wonderful brand in this league.
Full credit to Troy Lassane. Came inside with a vision and worked with this group in playing the way he likes to play, which is attractive football. New Mexico, their fans love their brand, love their style. And as a result, they show up week in and week out.
Sandoval, lovely link-up play there. Now with Padilla. His initial cross is dealt with, just for the moment.
Padilla with 7 assists this season, looking for number 8, but the cross was not strong enough.
Estrada was trying to claim it back for New Mexico, but now Las Vegas will come away on the counter. Martinez. Tabor attacker.
Just looking at Ivan Para pulling deep. Just so versatile, the number 11. Doesn't just sit up into the box. He's a complete forward, pulls deep and creates for himself and for other players. Just a joy to work with, and they understand how much responsibility is on their shoulders Para and Itaka, and as a result, they work for the full 90 minutes for Eric Ronaldo.
Eric Ronaldo's side led by Vene Para. 15 goals for him. He's scored a hat-trick already this season. Top player perhaps for this Las Vegas Lights side, and tonight is a night and a platform for him to shine, really. Mohamed. Now Padilla. Rather, that's Estrada. More freedom for New Mexico United as Padilla's ball is dealt with initially.
Great vision by Estrada. What a pass that was to pick out Padilla. A good defensive setup by Las Vegas, keeping their shape, just snuffing it out.
Las Vegas Lights are allowing New Mexico United so much space in the channels, it seems, early on. Lots of crosses coming into the box. They'll play through the middle this time through Wehan.
Look at Wehan just pulling these strings, so nimble.
For Moa. Now with Suggs, his cross in towards Sandoval. And it's wide again. New Mexico coming close, but unable to finish, and chance conversion really against them again.
Well, it was overlapping Josh Suggs from the pass from Santi Moar. What a peach of a cross. And there was Sandoval, didn't read it. Came off his right shoulder. Should have bent down and get his head on it, but just was blinded by De La Fuente's effort to stop it. And the big number 9 couldn't convert. And look at the crowd. And Coach Lassane likes what he sees. New Mexico representing the USL in full flight in the Western Conference.
A wonderful atmosphere here at the Lab, and almost reminds me of football beyond our days, back in the 70s, flags flying around the grounds, and perhaps a bit of a throwback tonight.
And that's just the platform that the USL has offered this year, the three-tier league. Just a great environment for soccer players to showcase their skills.
No foul given for Las Vegas as now New Mexico have numbers on the counter-attack. Moa won't reach that. Sandoval will still chase it down. And Olsen able to touch it away.
We talked about it before, Jamie, about these teams getting stretched. Just right there, another chance when a begging. Ball was just a little too far for Sandoval, but he just showed how committed Las Vegas were in moving forward.
Full for Hamilton. He's unable to control that time, and Mohamed just lofts it out of play for a throw-in.
So with 20 minutes gone, it's everything like we thought it would be. New Mexico wanting to control the game on the grass. Las Vegas trying to disrupt things with pace and some physicality and playing direct into their two forwards. It's been exciting so far in this first 21 minutes.
Throw-in to be taken by Gabe Robinson. He lofts it long. Mexico trying to clear. Moa able to do so. Back to the feet of Las Vegas. As Fair trying to cut his way through this time. Mohamed clears.
Great interchange by Las Vegas, showing that they can play some tiki-taka as well.
And Robinson.
Gabe Robinson, like you just spoke about, has the ability to throw the ball upwards of 60 yards. What a weapon that is to have on long throws. It's almost like a cross or a corner.
Christian Torres. Here he is again, pressured by Sandoval. He'll loft it long, and there's a free man forward, and a Tabor attacker offside on this occasion. But you can see the game plan there for Las Vegas Lights. One pass, and then throw it over the top.
They're willing to take that ball over the top, and it was Ferretti Souza who was on the end of it. But offside call, playing a high line, New Mexico.
Sandoval. Now with Estrada for Padilla. Hamilton. Now Suggs. Josh Suggs and Hamilton will be anchoring the central defensive midfield positions tonight, and Two formidable figures in that as Padilla gets forward again. And will his cross hit the crossbar? Now with Moa! Blocked again. Suggs is there, so is Wehan. And then finally cleared away for Las Vegas. They're living life on the edge on the away side tonight. And Padilla with a brilliant challenge.
You cannot blink. It was Padilla on the other end with a mishit cross. Hit the post. Thomas Olsen didn't know anything about it. Then gets back and with a crunching tackle on the other end. Well, don't look away, folks.
What a game we have on our hands here. No goals, but we've had enough thrills for 2 evenings worth here.
The quality of football right now on display is exceptional by both of these teams.
That is going to be a free kick for New Mexico United as Hamilton goes down. The challenge of Martinez that time.
Well, we talk about the physicality of this Las Vegas Knights team. They are not going to hold back. Of course, heavy challenge that was.
Able to resume now. Talk about how exciting this match has been so far. It doesn't really reflect on how brilliant these two sides have been. They have lacked consistency, and has been a bit sloppy as well, but it is exciting to watch from a fan's perspective and from our perspective as well. Moa again entertaining, as he does so often. And then he loses his touch and claims that he might have been fouled on that run.
And Moa was looking for the first challenge or the second one, but he never got the whistle for.
Suggs trying to be clever there in the challenge, and now Las Vegas will come away. Tabor attacker. He'll cross, but it's too deep this time.
Suggs completely committed in the challenge. Good fit by attacker, but his cross was long.
Mara's ball in is deflected. It'll be a corner now for Las Vegas. Their first of the evening.
Looks like it's number 19 attacker walking over. We'll see. It is.
So he will take the corner.
Not often you see a big forward stepping across the kick corners, but the body attacker seems comfortably enough, the Cameroonian. He has 3 assists already this season. Looking for number 4. Try to drive a stake in the heart into New Mexico.
Even Para's in there. Unable to be flicked on at the near post, and it goes behind for a goal kick for New Mexico United. 26 minutes gone in this one and still no goals.
Well, trying to get to Christian Torres in that near post position. Torres just couldn't control it. It's a chance for Cody Mizell to have a goal kick. Cody Mizell, 27 years old, 16 appearances so far this season.
He's only been able to keep 3 clean sheets all year long. That doesn't justify the quality that he possesses in goal for this New Mexico United side. Throw-in awarded to Las Vegas Lights. 1868 able to get a fantastic result at Tulsa, 3-0 victors, and now look at that, San Antonio are 2-0 up against Colorado. Perhaps the LA fixture will matter more for New Mexico United as they're back on the attack. Souza trying to clear it and crashing it into Hamilton.
He immediately put his hand up to apologize. Of course, it was not intentional, but Josh Suggs taking a facial there.
Surprised he was able to withstand that without falling over there, Josh Suggs. He's trying to continue. Gabe Robinson will throw it in.
More like a goal kick than a throw. Of course, for Gabe Robinson and his ability to take long throws. Gabe Robinson, 180 clearances this season, first on the team. As we look at Troy Lassane, 35 years old.
Robinson, a versatile man, you mentioned it earlier, 32 appearances for him as well. And 3 goals as well, the man from Valencia, California. Mohamed able to get that out from under his feet. Back from Estrada, now it's with Mohamed again. Suggs.
Just looking at the base of this New Mexico midfield 4 with Mohamed and Hamilton. 2 physical players. Looks like the referee is not happy about something. I believe it's Josh Suggs who came back on the pitch.
It looks like he's got a bit of blood in his half at the moment. He might need to get that cleaned up before the referee will clear him to come back on. Perhaps a nosebleed is what looks like the indication is there. Perhaps sustained from hitting the ball hitting his face. Now Rashid Tete will have to return the ball. He'll keep it for New Mexico United.
So right now, New Mexico down to 10 men. Just finishing my thoughts, as much as they play tiki-taka and a lovely short passing game, Mohamed and Sam Hamilton in the middle of that midfield, very physical players who can break up plays in case there is a counter-attack. Troy Lassine having ample cover in case his short passing breaks down.
Mexico United won't want to have a similar showing that they had last time they played Las Vegas Lights. They're at the end of a 5-1 drubbing in Nevada in front of their home fans.
Maybe looking for a bit of payback tonight. You don't easily forget a 5-1 drubbing. And you can be sure the players talk amongst each other in the dressing room.
These two right in amongst each other as well coming into this. Las Vegas 13th, Mexico United in 11th. So that's going to stay in play for Las Vegas. Here's a Vinny Vermeer, the Dutchman for this Las Vegas Lights side.
Great tackle. Rashid Tete. He has come on strong this season. The 23-year-old Ghanaian.
Kept in play well by Padilla. He'll be able to find Mohamed as New Mexico United always try and build out to the back. Never want to rush themselves forward. Quite patient as a side. Moa really run into trouble there. Able to find teammates in Justin Schmidt. Now with Tete. Perhaps a bit of the early momentum broken down here for New Mexico. Now it's lofted towards Sandoval, and then Hamilton missed his touch.
Always a plus to have a target man like Sandoval. If you can't find passing channels, you can always nod it, chip it up to him, and he can nod it down for on running forward on midfielder. So what a tool to have at your disposal.
Mohamed's ball is not so measured, it will find the hands of Olsen. Well, the openness of this match just seemed to have faded away here in the recent moments.
I think the amount of energy these players exhumed in the opening 30 minutes seem to be sort of catching their breath right now. Maybe trying to find a second wind. Great pressure by Las Vegas though.
Seemed like non-stop action in those opening 15 or so minutes prior to the injury of Adam Hobbs. That seemed to kill lots of the momentum as well. And when you're on the pitch and some stoppage like that occurs, it does sort of take away a bit of momentum, a bit of speed out of the match. And I had to stop and try and pick up from where you resumed in a couple of minutes' time. That is as long it took as Adam Hobbs was substituted off for Olsen in goal for Las Vegas Lights.
Las Vegas is showing so much grit in winning these duels. We talked about those 50-50 moments at the beginning of the game that New Mexico have to win. Seems like Las Vegas are starting to get stuck in, as they would say. They're starting to win more of those duels. As a result, they're starting to creep into the game.
Doing well to keep the ball as well as Coach Troy LeCain was telling us that Las Vegas will play high and they'll try to press New Mexico United, and we're seeing that as they're trying to play out to the back, and Las Vegas giving New Mexico United no space to get out of.
But this is Eric Ronaldo's idea of football, and it's, again, easy on the eye, just like Troy LeCain's logic of football or theory on football. But Eric Ronaldo talked about his Las Vegas team needs a little bit more time to build and form this unit. This is his first season, of course, being the coach. And even though they've improved on points and wins and so on and goals, he's still not happy with this Las Vegas team's performances.
Nearly fell there for Estrada that time as he ventured forward for New Mexico. Now it's Padilla to find the run of Hamilton, who's also himself come forward. Able to win a throw-in cleverly there.
But that is Sam Hamilton at his best. Big physical midfielder, chasing the ball all the way down and getting a throw-in.
He's again trying to use his physical presence, but this time concedes the foul.
Bit unlucky by Hamilton. Tried to control the ball and stuck his foot out to try and control it, but caught the leg of Christian Torres. And as a result, gave up the free kick.
Mexico United haven't won in their last 5 matches.
Ivan Parra, what a turn that was.
Parra coming forward. Shot is blocked by Tete. He'll do well to prevent the corner. He's unable to do so, though, and it would be a corner now for Las Vegas Lights.
Well, the last time they had a corner, the attacker tried to find Christian Torres at that first post. Let's see what he does this time around.
This corner brought to you by Crown Plaza of Albuquerque. More attackers ball looking for Parra. Souza on the follow-up. Blocked, and now Sandoval able to get it away.
Well, great job by Sandoval and Padilla closing down that shot on Ferretti Souza. Always dangerous when those balls pop out. You don't know where it's going to land. The drop for Souza. And here's Eric Ronaldo, of course, the coach for Las Vegas Lights. He was quoted as saying he does not wait for MLS players to not make it at that level, just to drop down to the USL and pick them up. He goes around to schools and he goes around to pick up games to look for talent that are not on the radar so he can recruit. So he's one of those proactive coaches, Eric Ronaldo, trying to find talent in hidden spots where other coaches don't tend to look.
Treats his club as organically as he can.
Yeah.
Not a drop-off point for people trying to end their careers, rather start them.
Yes. As we can see, players like Itaka, who's 20 years old, from Cameroon.
Mohamed having to go back to Padilla. Now Estrada for Hamilton. Suggs with a bit of space now. There's Moa in front of him, and he'll continue on. Lays it off for Moa. Unable to twist and turn this time, but Suggs will deliver the cross, and Olsen's missed it. Wehan! 1-0 to Mexico United. They've got the goal they needed. It took them 37 minutes and a calamity from Olsen in goal, who's come on for Adam Hobbs. But New Mexico United strike first.
You said it. It was the substitute Olsen who came on. Ever dependable Olsen. What seemed to be a harmless cross turned into a nightmare. Josh Suggs on this left-hand side. Here's the replay. Moa. And what seemed to be a tame cross. It was a collision by Gabe Robinson and Olsen, and it fell for none other than Chris Wehan, who's been dangerous for the first 20 minutes, but got quiet in the last 10. And it was a sitter, and he put it away. And this New Mexico team deserves the 1-0 lead.
How cool was Chris Wehan there with the finish? And that United goal was brought to you by Delta Dental of New Mexico. Teeth mean business, and so does Chris Wehan.
Well, that's going to calm the nerves a little bit of Troy Lassane and get this crowd even more fired up. And Chris Wehan, who is looking so confident at the beginning, just got a goal under his belt, which spells trouble as this New Mexico crowd, and there's some Las Vegas fans there.
What a noise as well as that hit the back of the net. Wehan with all the composure to not try and hit that first time. He controlled it and beat Olsen and really punished the mistake.
As we see the Las Vegas fans a little quiet right now, but going back to Chris Wehan, when you have so much time to think about it and not just react, you can easily make a mistake. But Wehan made no mistake there, just tucked it away beautifully. Such composure.
That is his 10th goal of the 2019 campaign. And those New Mexico United fans will be feeling a whole lot better now that their side have the lead. They're doing their part to try and push their side to a victory tonight that will help them in their playoff push. Well, the results still have to go their way, one of them not at the moment. But New Mexico United doing all they can as we await this match to be re-kicked off, but there's been an injury and it doesn't look like a good one for Ferretti Souza, who might not be able to continue, and it's a tough image to watch there, Ryan Davis.
The Congolese, 28 years old, in tears. That is not a pretty sight. That looks like a long injury, just by the expression on his face and the fact that he has to be helped off. Eric Ronaldo is making some adjustments.
We hope that Ferretti Souza will have a swift and healthy recovery. But at the moment, we don't see a change for Las Vegas Lights. We're hearing that there will be a change for Souza as Pablo Cruz will come in to replace the stricken teammate of his. All substitutions are brought to you by Murray DW, CPA and advisors. There's no substitution for integrity. Here is a substitution now for Las Vegas Lights. They're forced into their second change of the night, forced by an injury.
Very unfortunate for Coach Ronaldo and his men. But Pablo Cruz, a seasoned player, 27 years old, from Pasadena, California, played in Chirac, Armenia, 18 games, so he is well-traveled. Had 29 appearances, a goal and 2 assists this season. So no shortage of experience coming in off the bench for Eric Ronaldo. As we look at to see where Pablo Cruz picks up.
Looks as though he's going to probably play on the left-hand side. But for Las Vegas Lights, it's another setback for them. A goal down. They only have one change they can make. We're not even at the end of the first half yet. For New Mexico United, it's a positive position to be in. They have it all to lose, really. Still a narrow 1-0 advantage, thanks to Wehan's clever antics in front of goal.
I think it's fair to say that New Mexico United, with this big game on the line, have shown up in the first half. 62% possession to 38% to Las Vegas. They've had 4 shots on target thus far, have a goal to show for it, more importantly.
Wehan for Sandoval, he tried to flick it on, back for Wehan. He went down on the run through, but the ball was too heavy for him anyways, as Olsen this time was able to claim. Mexico United in a winning position now. If the San Antonio result doesn't go their way, they can still rest on LA Galaxy 2 dropping points. Waiting to see what happens in those matches as Moa trying to control.
Of course, so many New Mexico fans, and of course so many neutral fans want this New Mexico team to get in, just because it's the inaugural year and also the style of play that they put out on the field. Oh, great stuff.
That's fantastic defending from Schmidt. wonderful strength to shrug off the run there. Came in. Tara-Atake.
It's Albuquerque, New Mexico versus Cameroon there. Albuquerque won that battle. Schmidt shrugging off Itaka.
Mohamed back for Schmidt, and it's nice to see players from their hometown playing for their hometown club, albeit not much history in it, given that it's New Mexico United's first year in existence, but it's something you dream of as a kid.
This is something that belongs to the fans of New Mexico, this club. They've built this club for the people, and the people have shown up and supported it.
Christian Martinez trying to find a way through. He ends up fouling Santi Moa. Bit of over-exuberance trying to win the ball back, but now it's a free kick for New Mexico United as we enter the final minute of regulation in the first half.
Christian Martinez a little frustrated. He lost possession of that ball, came back and picked up the foul.
Schmidt for Mohamed. Out with Tete. Finding Hamilton.
Look at the lovely diamond they form in the middle of the field. Mohamed, Hamilton, Lehan on top, more on the left. Constantly have options. Always a lateral pass.
Hamilton.
Great tune by Lehan.
There's so much room to operate, but can't find Devin Sandoval. Tete able to clear. Into the 7 minutes of added time in the first half, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness. We're in the orange zone now as Mexico United will have to close out what will be a long bit of waiting time here at the end of the first half, but you can understand with the 2 injuries to the Las Vegas Lights players in Adam Hobbs.
Correct, Adam Hobbs of course took a lot of time, the goalkeeper.
Verity Sousa as well, stricken by injury, as now Las Vegas come back, and it's pushed behind for a corner by Mizell. And the shot came in from Irvin Parra, their main man, but it's actually a throw-in that went out for.
Not sure if it was Mizell or it was the oncoming Tite, but what great bit of defending that was by New Mexico. So committed in their own their own defensive third. First bit of daylight that Parra has seen all game long, and bodies were just flown in front of him.
Just a sign that New Mexico United, for as tight as they've been at the back throughout this first half, they're still vulnerable to conceding chances.
Yeah, especially with skillful players like Itaka and Parra up top. They're going to get a chance or two.
Just one chance is all it takes for this game to turn on its head. Attacker trying to turn there. Now it's with Santi Moa.
Mexico have some room here.
Motoring away, finding Devin Sandoval. Trying to turn in for Hamilton. It's going to fall for Weehan. Moa, Weehan. Now Hamilton. And then eventually it breaks down. Las Vegas again trying to knock it over the top. And for Eric Ronaldo, trying that game plan every time perhaps isn't going to work out.
Yeah, just trying to catch New Mexico on a counter-attack. That was Ivan Parra, actually, who broke up that play before. But I'm just loving the combinations between Chris Weehan and Santi Moa.
Apologies there, Ryan Davis, as you see in the scoreline in your top right-hand corner. You may have missed it, but LA Galaxy now have a 1-0 lead in the early openings of their match against El Paso. Suggs, Sandoval, blocked away. Another chance coming for New Mexico United there.
We touched on LA Galaxy. They as well have a big game to play, and they're responding just like this New Mexico team.
Suggs back in. He's looking for Estrada. It falls for Padilla. We'll let it roll out for a throw-in. But the scoreline in the San Antonio game has been cut in half by Colorado. They've pulled a goal back. And now we're hearing that Colorado have equalized against San Antonio. What a result in that game as it continues on. But what implication that has for New Mexico United.
When that scoreline comes through to these players in the dressing room at the half, you're going to see a whole new fresh attitude and energy about them in the second 45 minutes. Just a bit of life is all they need, just a little bit of daylight. This New Mexico team already flying high and dominating here in the first half.
If you're Coach Troy Lesane, do you tell your players about that result? Do you let them check?
I think you do. I think if you could get the more emotion you can get, the better for the players in your last 45 minutes at home in the regular season.
We've gone over the allotted 7 minutes of injury time to the first half. Still await the referee's whistle. Mexico United will play on now. Things definitely going their way at the moment. And Colorado will be a team they want to thank as Wehan has a go. And this time, nowhere near the goal. It'll be a goal kick for Las Vegas Lights FC.
Well, Wehan still got a round of applause from his big forward, Sandoval, who nodded it down for him. That's the type of effort you need to have. You need to take. Can't stop shooting. There was daylight. It was created by Sandoval, and Wehan had every opportunity and every right to have a cracker goal there.
You can see the frustration from Chris Rehan after his shot there. Perhaps knows that every opportunity is a chance that needs to be taken. Would have thought that he could do better from that distance, albeit 25 yards from goal.
Yeah.
But you love to see that from a player, always knocking himself, trying to do better, and expecting better quality from those chances that he creates. But he has the all-important goal between these two. Still 1-0 to New Mexico United. So now we've gone 5 minutes into this additional 7.
At this point, New Mexico are going to try to get a hold of the ball like they're doing now, settle things down.
Suggs will run for the corner flag and perhaps maybe even go for more, but in the meantime it's a throw-in now for New Mexico United.
A desperate tackle by Christian Martinez. But the throw still goes New Mexico's way.
Sandoval finding Mohamed. Now Hamilton. Now with Mohamed. Wehan. New Mexico United coming forward again. Always threatening. Now Santimoa.
Oh, great tackle.
Oh, wonderful challenge.
Oh, good turn.
Christian Martinez.
Still going.
It was brilliant play. Now attacker will come the other way. He might just have won a corner, and he has done there. Excellent work from Las Vegas to make nothing out of something.
Well, we're back to end-to-end stuff. It started off in the first 20 minutes in this half, and now here we are in 51 minutes gone. We're in injury time, and we're back to end-to-end stuff from these two teams.
We're in the final minutes of the 7 given of extra time in the first half, and New Mexico United have to defend this corner from Crown Plaza, Albuquerque. It's going to fall into the hands of Mizell. And the half-time whistle will go as well. And New Mexico United will close out the first half with a 1-0 advantage over the Las Vegas Lights. And they've done what they can for the first half. The goal coming courtesy of Chris Wehan and Ryan Davis. Going into half-time, how does Troy Lesane address his players here?
I think Troy Lesane does not allow his players to lose a grip of the game. This is where you turn 1-0 wins, 1-0 leads into wins. You stay compact, you stay as a unit, you continue to play your style of play, but do not get stretched. Manage the game, continue to play with emotion, which they have done for the first 45 minutes. They've completely absorbed all this energy from the crowd, and they've produced as a result.
New Mexico United have the goal they need, and they have the lead against Las Vegas Lights. And coming up after this, we'll have stats, highlights, and news and notes from around the USL Championship. But at the moment, United have the lead at home against Las Vegas. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Albuquerque, New Mexico. This match heating up as New Mexico United have a 1-0 advantage over Las Vegas Lights FC. And this halftime presentation is brought to you by Taco Cabana. Jamie Patel alongside Ryan Davis, and what a first half we saw, but this is how the table looks prior to tonight's matches, and New Mexico United right outside of that top 10.
The best case scenario for these guys is to hold on for the win, control what you can control, then get some help from San Antonio and also the LA Galaxy game. So best case scenario for New Mexico United is to finish 9th. Of course, if they wind up losing this game, they can slip all the way to 12th, which will be a nightmare for them.
Well, San Antonio drawing with Colorado at the moment, 2-2. And that plays into their favor. And you see there, New Mexico United, if results hold, they will face Sacramento Republic if other results don't jostle the table a bit.
Well, pack your bags, New Mexico. You're 45 minutes away from making a road trip to Sacramento and playing in their house to try and have a right to play against another team here in this playoff race. Looks like to be the Phoenix Rising.
So another desert opponent on the way if they're able to beat Sacramento Republic. But the task at hand is they have to finish this next 45, the stronger of the two. We'll have highlights and stats and news from around the league for you as well. Stay with us here as New Mexico United have a 1-0 advantage still over Las Vegas Lights FC on the ESPN+.
You know, we've been averaging, between, I would say, 10 and 12,000 a game.
And it is a loud, boisterous 10,000, 12,000, and they love us, and we love them just as much. I mean, it's a reciprocal relationship at all times.
We're before. We never thought that we would grow this fast.
I have to pinch myself because, you know, it sometimes seems too good to be true, but it's not. It's been pretty unbelievable, and, you know, it's been done better than I ever could have dreamt of, to be honest.
This is a club for New Mexico, by New Mexicans.
And I don't think that we're done yet. It's just getting started.
Welcome back to this Taco Cabana halftime coverage. As New Mexico United have a 1-0 lead over Las Vegas Lights in this crucial match for playoffs positions in the USL Championship here on ESPN Plus. Jamie Giselle alongside Ryan Davis for this one. We'll have a look here on news and notes from around the USL Championship. The final match of this season tomorrow, Birmingham Legion hosting Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
Well, Pittsburgh Riverhounds, after making that late run in this season, find themselves one win away from winning the Eastern Championship, League Championship tomorrow against Birmingham Legion. With Nashville winning, if they don't get a result tomorrow, they finish second, with Nashville currently being on number 1.
Final spots up for grabs in both conferences. You mentioned that as well, but the playoffs begin on Wednesday and the final set for Sunday, November 17th. We'll have the scoreboard here for around the USL Championship. Real Monarchs able to do the business against Sacramento. Reno getting a result as well, but look at that scoreline between San Antonio and Colorado Switchbacks.
Well, San Antonio, it is desperate times for them right now. 2-2, 95th minute. They're throwing everything at the wall in hopes for something to stick, and they can get that third goal and creep into the playoffs.
The standings for New Mexico United, it's really a position they want to be in now. With that result, they will climb above San Antonio on 46 points if results hold.
Correct. It's all in New Mexico's hands right now if that score holds in San Antonio. So New Mexico United, all their hard work and all their creativity so far in the first 45 minutes can still pay off, and their destiny are in their hands.
Well, it's pretty much impossible now for Las Vegas to find themselves into a playoff position given the timing of the San Antonio match, but New Mexico United still have all to play for, and we'll have second off kickoff for you right around the corner as New Mexico United will look to add to their 1-0 lead and find a win here at Isotopes Park on ESPN Plus.
Let's all experience something together. This beer, so pure you can taste it. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold. Beer in its organic form.
I was in China as an entrepreneur, building a consumer-focused business there, living in Shanghai. I'm Jonathan Crane, I'm CEO of Crane Shares. I started to see some very major growth trends happening in China. I saw an opportunity to launch Crane Shares, an ETF company that would really help U.S. and global investors better understand how to invest in China.
Crane Shares and New Mexico United dare to go where others have not.
We're back at the lab where New Mexico United are leading Las Vegas Lights by a goal to nil. This Taco Cabana halftime coverage. We'll bring you the highlights from the first half between these two. A first half that you didn't want to miss. It was exciting as we thought it would be, Ryan Davis.
Well, these teams showed their true colors. Here's Santi Moore on the left-hand side, and a great save by Adam Hobbs, who made his start tonight, just his 4th start tonight. And it wouldn't be long for Mr. Hobbs to be in action again. Here it is. Suggs back out to Moore, who tries to clip it in. Sandoval. And in the end, Hobbs with the save, but it looks to have come off maybe his right eye. As we can get a second look at it, it's Wehan in the end. Left foot shot, and there it was. And play had to be stopped. But here comes the cross by Las Vegas. Hits off the post. Thomas Olsen in net now. Santi Moore with the shot. Here's that cross again, just clipping the right post here. Olsen had no idea where it was. It was Manny Padilla with the cross. Here's Santi Moore now, finding Suggs. Left-footed cross, a collision between Olsen and the centre-back, and Wehan there to clean it up and give the home team a deserved 1-0 lead. What looked like a helpless cross turned into a nightmare, and Wehan, again, cool finish to give this New Mexico team the 1-0 lead in front of their home crowd. As calm as you like, number 14.
Nothing less expected from Troy Lesane, as Chris Wehan has given New Mexico United the one stat that really matters, the one goal, but they also had 9 shots, outshot Las Vegas 9-5, and possession well in their favor as well.
I think that is very positive for them. A lot of teams have a lot of possession, but not meaningful possession. If you can come off with 9 shots, 4 of them on target, that's productive possession. So all credit to New Mexico and Troy Lesane. They have their game plan right, and like we said, the destiny is in their own hands.
Yeah, it's definitely New Mexico United's to lose at this point. One result going their way, the one they needed, as San Antonio drawing with Colorado switchbacks. And if they can replicate these stats from the first half in the second, you can't see anything else but a New Mexico United victory. As we await second half kickoff here from Isotopes Park, another brilliant crowd here to see their side for one final regular season match. It's unlikely that they will host a playoff match in the early stages at least, as they will have to face Sacramento Republic if they make it through.
But in your inaugural season, to actually make the playoffs is such a feat for this young New Mexico team. That's a win already. So for them to either go on the road or not, doesn't really matter at this point. They're in. If they win this match, of course.
And they've had a wonderful cup run to boot as well in the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup. And that perhaps has almost put them in this position where they suffered fatigue, road fatigue, traveling around in that cup competition. More games for them to play, and they faced off against Minnesota United of Major League Soccer. Ended up losing by multiple goals in that, and that perhaps wore them out a bit and helped knock down their form right in the middle of the season. But they've recovered, and now that they have a 1-0 advantage, they might be able to seal the deal tonight. We still await the second half kickoff. The referee checking his central officials' watch. But we're back underway now as Las Vegas gets us started from right to left. Ball runs out to play now for a throw-in for Las Vegas. Now it's with Gabe Robinson, who was quite excellent for Las Vegas in the first half. Probably a lone player you could note for Las Vegas who played superbly in his position. Can't really blame him for the goal in that aspect, although he was the man over on the left side, defending the Suggs cross that was able to come in and was allowed to be crossed into the box.
Yeah. No fault on Gabe Robinson's behalf. He had every right to go for that cross. Maybe Thomas Olsen should have shouted louder saying keeper's ball, and then the defender would have pulled off. But there was no communication, there was a collision, and Chris Wehan was there to clean up.
Given away cheaply now by the Lights, as New Mexico United will try to make something of it, but Wehan unable to retrieve the pass from Hamilton. That perhaps was a wasted opportunity there, as they had numbers forward. Gives Las Vegas a chance to relieve some pressure now. They perhaps won't be feeling the pressure, as regardless of the result tonight, they won't be making the playoffs now. They may want to play party spoiler here in Albuquerque.
Las Vegas always trying to go direct, trying to play between the lines here.
It's attacker. Oh, it's with De La Fuente. Torres. Now Parra, the top goal scorer with 15, as we mentioned early on. He's been quite quiet as far as his form is concerned.
Yeah, trying to get into the game in the first half, but not getting any sort of service. The passes have to be accurate and ball to his feet for him to get touches on the ball and to make a difference. If the passes aren't clean and not accurate, it's going to be hard for Ivan Parra to put his footprint on this game. As we look at Troy Lassine again, USL Manager of the Month in May. This young 35-year-old coach.
Got his experience with another USL Championship club in the Eastern Conference in the Charlotte Independents. He's gone to the playoffs with them, so has a bit of experience in postseason play. If New Mexico United are able to find themselves in that position, he can use that to his advantage. Perhaps have a dream start to their season and their postseason history.
Yeah, Lassine definitely has a vision here for this club. Just looking at the first season to see what he has done. And also Eric Ronaldo, what both of these coaches have done. It's really amazing to see their plan be put into place. It usually is a three-step plan, and this is the first step for both of these teams.
Padilla look for options in front of him. Slipped through now cleverly for Estrada. Cut back for Padilla. Patient build-up once again from the home side. New Mexico United. Estrada now through for Sandoval. Do well to dig out a cross, and Estrada was waiting for it. Crucial defending from Moby Fair. And then Mohamed goes in too eagerly there and concedes a free kick. A rash challenge that time from Mohamed, and he might be lucky to escape a booking.
Well, Mohamed was luckily to escape a booking in the first half. Looks like the referee Mendoza is going to keep the card in the pocket here in the second as well. Came in really hard in Tabard attacker. The type of foul that lets a striker know that you're there. But just going back to Sandoval's cross, it was a good cross out of nowhere. He had nowhere else to go. And Gabe Robinson, being the big 6'2" centre-back that he is, did a great job to head that one away.
Robinson, he slotted in alongside Jabin Torre.
It's Torre right now.
His pass is a loose one. Not typical of the man in Jabin Torre, who's been a rock in terms of his defensive strength and his ability to pass out to the back for Las Vegas Lights. Now a chance coming for New Mexico United. It's Hamilton. Wide from Suggs for Padilla. This ball looking for Sandoval. This time he's not able to do so. And Mohamed concedes possession. Para. One back well by Mohamed that time. No foul from him. Estrada.
That's the defensive cover we were talking about that Hamilton and Mohamed provide this New Mexico team. If the ball is given away, they have two strong holding midfielders to clean up.
Attacker looks like he might have hit the deck. He's back on his feet now as New Mexico held the ball for him to try and get back to his feet. No foul given from the referee.
Just looking at the patience of this New Mexico team while they build up in their own half. Midfielders showing, wing backs running off the ball. And here comes the injection now.
Estrada in offside position. He just strayed beyond the line there. But a similar start to this first half, or rather the second half from the first half. Both sides playing openly. Perhaps we're in for a frantic finale between these two. Just one goal separating them.
Well, I think this is one of those games, it's almost like a final for Coach Lassane. How do you turn this 1-0 lead into a win?
Padilla. Estrada will do well to keep this in play.
Wow.
We get the cross in towards Sandoval and it's rolled back calmly. It looked like it came off the knee that time of Moby Fair.
Just amazing technique from Estrada. That ball was hit too long. Somehow he got his foot around it and a pinpoint cross just at the top of the 6-yard box. But just going back to Troy Lassane and this New Mexico United team, this is like a final. They need 3 points right here, right now. How do you manage this game up 1-0 with the type of personality your team has? So they're going to have to learn on the fly tonight to stay together as a group. Don't get stretched. As we see here right now, all these black shirts together, staying compact.
Para that time looking for attacker. And Las Vegas on the front foot. De La Fuente. Cut out well by Tete, and he's been nicked. Free kick for New Mexico United.
There was the Mexican Christian Torres, number 23. Catching Tite just as soon as the centre-back intercepted the ball.
Player who will turn 23 in 4 days' time, for Christian Torres. 30 appearances for Las Vegas Lights and only 1 goal. Don't expect too much out of such a young player, but...
No, definitely a tackler, a disruptor. Can play anywhere across the back line. Can play a holding midfielder, which he's playing right now. Just a versatile player. Coach's dream.
We have seen him get forward as he was on that occasion as well. So quite versatile. That's something that goes through the ranks of playing professional football from amateur level, school level.
The more positions you can play, the better you have a chance of playing.
Olsen clearing it away, headed back by Mohamed. Las Vegas have a chance to have some possession of their own. Para's ball has been won back by Hamilton. And Mohamed. That midfield trio you see there swarming over the ball.
Yes, and just excellent play by Padilla as well. They were closing in on him, and just one touch took it away from the pressure, and then released it.
Weehan for Suggs. Weehan, Suggs and Moa, those 3 players who are electric going forward, and perhaps that triangle on the left-hand side is going to be the focal point in the second half. As it was in the first for New Mexico United, they have to get those 3 players perhaps on the ball more. But now it's with Estrada. Sandoval will get there. Weehan making a run forward. Still with Devin Sandoval. And he runs out of space, but wins a free kick. And that attack broke down as it looked as though Sandoval perhaps could have had the first-time effort there.
It was a beautiful build-up. Estrada on the right-hand side, curled it around the centre-back into Sandoval's path. But the big number 9 took too many touches and was too indecisive. Have to get a shot off in that 6-yard box, 18-yard box rather. And in the end, won a free kick, luckily. Now New Mexico have a free kick opportunity, which I'm sure Chris Wehan and company are going to have a decision to make here.
Well, perhaps that typifies New Mexico United throughout this season, doesn't it, Ryan?
It's very indecisive in that last third. Have a lot of possession, a lot of chances created, just unable to be decisive in front of goal. And it looks to be Santi Moir who's about to step up and have a crack here.
See what Moir can do from here. Moir over, but it's over the bar as well. Disappointing from his perspective.
Just got it up, got it over, but just not enough dip and not enough whip, as they would say.
Almost looked like he may have even rushed the free kick there. Used to seeing free kicks delivered in, and it usually is on target. That the weight to strike it is more measured, but
certainly wasn't David Beckham-esque.
You and I talked about this prior that New Mexico United have played frantically this season.
Yeah.
None other than in that 1-1 draw at home to Tacoma Defiance. And they sort of rushed their attacks and didn't measure what they were doing. And maybe tonight will be a chance for them to try and fix that mistake. As Hamilton is fouled by Robinson, and it's going to be the first booking of the evening. The yellow card issued to Gabe Robinson, and that Sitel yellow card was issued to him, but rather it's going to be issued to Jabin Torre.
Well, it was Sam Hamilton as New Mexico had their counter-attack going. Just a shift of the shoulders. Got past Torre. Here it comes again. Just drop of the shoulder, goes the other way, and Torre just lays into him, gives him the old forearm shiver, which I'm sure the NFL players tomorrow morning will be proud of. But as a result, he's in the book.
That's Sitel yellow card indeed going to Jabin Torre, and he'll have to be careful. He's the central men where Mexico United have been threatening, so if they try and break through the middle and he commits another foul, he could be gone.
Correct. Still a lot of time to go. 32 minutes left in this game. And when your centre-back is on a yellow card, his mentality, the way he tackles has to change in order to survive the game.
Now Estrada fouling that time for a Las Vegas Lights free kick. For Las Vegas Lights, how do you approach this? You really essentially have nothing to play for but pride at this point.
Correct, and players do have pride, and Coach Ronaldo would express that to them at the halftime. You're also looking as a coach to see who is playing for their future, who's playing for their pick next season. So these players are all on being showcased to the coach to see who he's going to bring back and who he's not going to bring back. And Coach Ronaldo already expressed he is on the search for more talent on his roster, as Mohamed is clattered to the ground by not Christian Martinez, but Christian Torres.
He's back on for the moment, and there might be a card coming here. Christian Torres could be booked, but it looks as though the referee's keeping the card in his pocket for this time. Just a word on this occasion, although we see there the hand of Manny Padilla issuing towards a card.
You know, that's one thing I wish that can get out of football, is players asking referees for yellow cards. It crept into the game about 15 years ago, and it's not left. It's gotten worse.
They're there to play the football rather than make those sort of decisions.
Yeah. Again, Sandoval making a poor decision. Had two players around him in Estrada and Wehan, but went for the roly-poly. Got dispossessed.
Torres just now escaped a booking. Only one yellow card between these two sides so far in this match, and we expected perhaps more of a fiery affair and perhaps more fouls and more bookings, as both teams had a lot on the line.
Yeah, and also Las Vegas and their record of being a roughhouse sort of team. But that's one thing New Mexico have to look out for, those long balls on the centre-back position, and Christian Torres Very accurate long balls, direct. Can catch Tite and Schmidt napping at the back. Ivan Para and, of course, Itaka. Just versatile, excellent forwards. Can get on the end of those long balls and tie this game up in no time.
Coming into this, we're probably surprised that Las Vegas Lights haven't provided as much of a threat as we thought they would have. They've won 3 of their last 5 matches, better than the record that New Mexico have possessed in their last 5. They're winless. So for New Mexico to be having the lead here and playing much better really is to show that on any given day, any side can win.
Especially in this USL Championship League, there's so much parity and the teams are so tightly knit together. Like you said, any given night, a result can go either way. But I have to give New Mexico some credit though. Even though they were winless in some of those matches, they had so many efforts and chances.
They have another chance here. Wehan towards Sandoval, but into the arms of Thomas Olsen. He'll be grateful that didn't drop somewhere else.
Just going back to those matches before for New Mexico, they were a bit unlucky not to convert some of those chances, or some of those chances just not to end up in the back of the net. So, such a excellent team, just possession-wise, tiki-taka style, great short passing, eloquent.
One of those matches was a 2-1 loss at the hands of the Tulsa Roughnecks, and a last-minute winner in Tulsa. So heartbreak for them, but it may not be tonight as Wehan in again, and it's saved by Olsen. Moar blocked, and now Las Vegas can clear.
Well, if Thomas Olsen made an error for the first goal, he just made up for it there again. What a great save, point blank by Chris Wehan. And Olsen was alive to it. He got down, strong arms, pushed it away. We talk about strikers scoring goals. Keepers making saves like that at point blank range is almost like a goal on the other end. Great stuff by Thomas Olsen.
Shot had plenty of pace on it. Now Torres the other way. He'll deliver the cross. Mohamed will clear. Only as far as Pablo Cruz. The flag is up from the linesman. It will be a free kick now for New Mexico United.
Looks like it was a handball on Moby Fair. Clipped him on his left hand, and the referee called for the free kick. Here it is again. Wehan, point blank range, and look at Olsen. Quick reflexes, strong hands. And this game stays 1-0. Courtesy the big keeper from Las Vegas.
That block on the Moar shot, perhaps equal to that save even. It may have caught out Thomas Olsen. The second attempt from Santi Moar. He's been a bit quiet since the start of this second half. We saw plenty of him in the opening 15 minutes of the match, but he'll grow into this game perhaps. And
correct, just sort of buying his time a little bit, catching his breath. You know, not trying to do too much sometimes. Sometimes you just stay within your game, try not to force things, play the ball as it comes, and then when space opens up, then make your move.
Attacker. He's had so many touches tonight, but hasn't created too many opportunities. And he himself will expect to do better, but he seems to be all alone up there. Para having to drop back, as we see there, right at the halfway line. As Las Vegas are struggling to connect as they try and go forward from defense to attack. It's a throw-in now for New Mexico United.
You see Irvin Para with 7 assists this season. Definitely has the ability to drop back into that space and create for others. I think that's exactly what Las Vegas are trying to do.
Suggs now for Tete. Tete going long now. That's dropped well for Wehan. Estrada trying to hold it up. His cross is blocked, but he'll win it back well.
He's so nimble on his feet, Estrada. Just got right back into that tackle and won the ball.
Unable to receive the pass this time from Padilla. Now Torre.
Good job by Las Vegas, playing themselves out of trouble. Here comes the long ball from De La Fuente.
De La Fuente finding Martinez, and he's been fouled for a free kick for Las Vegas. They're trying to take it quickly. Moa trying to prevent that from happening. They'll continue on now. Back with Martinez. The loanee from Devin Sandoval is able to retrieve that. Hamilton. Now Padilla. Sandoval can chase here, but good defending.
Well, that's definitely not Sandoval's game, to drift out to the wing and play the ball up the line for him to chase. Definitely has to stay more towards the middle and play the ball to his feet. So people would look at that and talk badly of Sandoval, but that was the right back, which was Manny Padilla, who should not have played the ball in front of Sandoval there, using the big man out of his strengths.
Just 6 goals in the last 5 matches for New Mexico United, or rather 7 in the last 5. And a high-scoring team they are. They've got 57 collectively. I'll be surprised that they've only been able to put 1 into the back of the net, considering the amount of chances they've created. Although their conversion rate hasn't been so great.
Their conversion rate is 17% for the season, just way below par.
And they'll want to do everything they can to prevent Las Vegas from spoiling the party here in Albuquerque.
Oh,
cleared away at the last by Padilla. A nearly moment for Las Vegas. Weehan.
What a ball by Weehan.
Delightful for Sandoval. Now Weehan again. Might be able to break through, and then it's cleared away at the last by Torre for a corner.
Kevon Frater, who Chris Weehan has showed up here tonight, the little number 14, and he is pulling the strings. He scored the first goal and is wrecking havoc. Here he is again, the lovely first-time pass with his left foot. The ball played in front of him, just shrugs off Robinson and wins the corner kick from the on-rushing Javan Torre. And here he goes over to take the corner kick. Why not? He is on fire, the number 14. And here comes the big man in Schmidt, Hamilton. And of course, Sandoval has enough targets to pick from here.
This corner kick brought to you by Crown Plaza Albuquerque, as it's been headed away by De La Fuente. Now Padilla. Throw in for New Mexico United. He does so many of the little things well, does Weehan. Such an important player for the home side. And he's linked up well with Devin Sandoval throughout this match. With nearly 70 minutes gone. Sandoval can't cut it back that time. Will fall for Para. Into the channel looking for attacker. And that's excellent. Control to keep it in. Trying to cut it back for Para.
But look at the black shirts in recovery, though. They all scamper back desperately to defend this 1-0 lead. That's something, a team that's on the cusp of doing something great. That's what they do. That's the characteristics you look for. Everyone on the same page, managing the game well.
Mexico United again in the attack through Moa. Oh. That cross won't find the target as Weehan was behind it.
Just another teasing cross by Moa.
Had New Mexico United had numbers forward there, perhaps someone would have been on the end of that.
Yeah. But like we spoke about with the game management, though, quite rightly, they're taking their time, staying together, not getting stretched, not pushing players forward. If Santi Moar goes on a run, they'll have 2 players in the box and that's it. Well, everyone stays tight and compact in case the ball is lost.
They maintain possession like this, they're going to drag around Las Vegas in these last 20 minutes or so and perhaps make an opening even easier to attain.
I often talk about having possession like this stage in the game. It's like body punches in a boxing fight. Las Vegas have to react to every single pass. It becomes exhausting.
They don't seem to be doing a very good job of that at the moment, New Mexico United. The pass completion rate flying through the roof at the moment.
But they shove each other so well. All on the same page. Everybody wants to get on the ball. 61% possession to 39.
Sandoval back for Weehan. And this time he can't connect with Padilla. And that wonderful passing move there broke down. Might run out for a throw-in for New Mexico United. Las Vegas Lights, can just tell by their body language, look dead and out of this.
With 19 minutes to go, and New Mexico showing their ability to keep this ball for such long periods of time and still create chances at the end of that possession is very demoralizing for this Las Vegas team.
We already see perhaps another change.
Every time they set a trap, players like Santi Moar can just work their way out of it.
He nearly threaded it through for Weehan, who would have been in for what would have been a brace had he finished. And we will see Edwin Rivas come in now for Las Vegas Lights, their final change. The only unforced one of the evening for them. And perhaps, had they not been forced into those changes, this game could have gone a bit differently, and they're bringing off the substitute they brought on in the first half. Pablo Cruz has come off.
But that's the first time I've seen that in a very long time. Eric Ronaldo taking off his sub, and Pablo Cruz. We talk about legs and endurance. Pablo Cruz came on, of course, 25, 30 minutes into the first half. He would have a lot more fresher legs than the rest of the players. But Ronaldo's choice, Cruz is off and Rivas on.
Given away by Hamilton. Now Parra for Christian Martinez. Martinez's ball in, is headed away by Hamilton. Now Las Vegas have a chance to knock on the door. Torre, De La Fuente. The header down, won't find attacker, and it was Parra trying to link up with his strike partner.
Well, New Mexico didn't have a lot of movement there, and in the end, De La Fuente had to go onto his right foot and just float one in. Sort of a chip and hope, if you will, trying to find some sort of opening for his Las Vegas team.
Very clever play from Cody Mizell to try and eat at the clock, and head coach Troy saying very much into this match and still nitpicking at small mistakes that his side are making, even though they're in the 1-0 advantage.
Just interesting to see what changes, if any changes, Lassane will make in the last 15 minutes of this match. His team is so dialed in. Everyone is so committed and on the same page. Do you mix things up or do you not?
At the moment, the game plan seems to be working. They haven't looked too vulnerable to any Las Vegas attacks, although the away side haven't really created many. A wonderful play there from Tete. Oh, and then he might have fouled his man. And we could see a yellow card coming out here, and we will. That Sitel yellow card now issued to Rashid Tete for a rash challenge. He went in a bit too eagerly that time, following his clever footwork.
Well, looks like the Ghanaian, fantastic bit of skill, but then pushed the ball too long and just took out Edwin Rivas. That could have been a lot worse on the number 8. Thankfully was not injured. And Rashid Tete goes into the referee's phone book.
And that could have been even worse for Las Vegas Lights. Their most recent substitute perhaps could have been injured.
That's right.
Been brought off, and they're down to 10.
Down to 10 men because of the centre-backs. Rash challenge.
Seems like we've seen it all tonight from the lab in Albuquerque.
Well, it can come down to this narrow 1-0 lead. And Las Vegas, who have not created any opportunities, have a dead ball.
Irvin Parra to deliver. Where on earth has that ball gone? It's going to clear the goal line. Nowhere near a teammate for him, and he'll be disappointed, to say the least, with that.
Well, Irvin Parra, the leader on the offensive end for this team, just had a nightmare of a free kick. No one close to that ball, and in the end just goes out helplessly.
Fans head to the New Mexico United's Twitter page to vote on the Star Brothers Brewing Company Star of the Match. Twitter.com/New Mexico UTD. As we'll see a change now for New Mexico United. Juan Guzman will be entering the action for Troy Lessane's side.
Guzman, of course, a midfielder. Interesting to see who the change will be.
Well played by New Mexico United, trying to close down some good play from Las Vegas. As Moby Fair can't keep that in play. Perhaps that subs out their night so far.
Just fantastic refereeing by referee Mendoza. The foul from number 4 Hamilton happened further down the pitch. He waited for the ball to go out, and I want referees to do this more often. Waited for the ball to go out and then give the yellow card for the challenge.
We see Chris Weehan, the lone goal scorer, will be replaced by Juan Guzman. Are you surprised to see that change?
I think it's a gutsy change by Troy Lessane. Here's the goal here. Olsen, the collision with the centre-back, and Weehan to clean up. And he's influenced the game so much more than that, than just the goal. Dictated play in the last third, pulled the strings, and it was so fitting that he got the goal and put this team on his back and on a 1-0 lead and on the way to the playoffs if results stay the same. And in comes in Guzman, a harder worker than Weehan, but not as creative. And Lessane seems to be wanting to manage this game.
It seems as though he's trying to shut up shop as Sandoval's trying to break through, and he might finish, but he can't get it past Olsen. He's being grabbed as well. And the Las Vegas defender might have been Robinson in on him there.
Well, it was the battle of the 6-footers, Sandoval and Robinson, and in the end, Sandoval's shot was way too tame. And Thomas Olsen just gobbled it up.
New Mexico United will come again. Mohamed finding Moa. It looks as though he's come more centrally. That ball's over for Sandoval, but he's straight offside. But going back to that change, Juan Guzman's come in to perhaps add more solidity to the midfield for New Mexico United.
He's going to drop even deeper back, and looks like Santi Moar is going to leave that wing and come inside as well.
Tete's got to be careful here.
Great job by Rivas.
Tete still with it, and Padilla clears it away. It manages to stay in. Christian Torres. Now De La Fuente. For Torres. Can Las Vegas Lights perhaps steal a goal and make this even harder for New Mexico United?
What a great pass from Vinny Vermeer. A 30-yard ping across the field.
Martinez's ball in, and it's headed over by Parra. That was a chance for Las Vegas to try and trouble Cody Meisel in goal. Couldn't direct the header goal with that time.
Christian Torres is everywhere, down in the back line, helping out on the left-hand side, covering De La Fuente, and here he is, trying to get in on the end of crosses. Just the ability to go from box to box.
Zell really hasn't had that much to deal with throughout this match, but he's been kept quiet in this second period so far, with just under 10 minutes to go now. New Mexico still haven't found an insurance goal. A 1-0 advantage will do them, but they have to try and find a way to hold on to this, given the implications of what could happen if they concede. You would feel as though they want to try and get forward and give themselves some breathing room as this match winds down. At the moment, they do have the playoff position following that result between San Antonio and Colorado Switchbacks. Padilla now for Tete. Oh, and that time Estrada was clattered into, and it's going to be a booking now for Christian Torres. A Sitel yellow card.
The Las Vegas Lights lead the USL in yellow cards. Christian Torres picking up one. Just clattering into the New Mexico player. Here it is again. Right over the number 19, Estrada. Pleading his case, saying he went for the ball. To his defense, he did get the ball, but the referee did not like the intent.
Again, that Sitel yellow card being issued to Christian Torres. Perhaps a bit of lack of maturity from such a young player.
Correct, and it's also the MO of this Las Vegas team. They play with a certain sort of attitude, and it helps them in winning duels on the field. But of course, that could also result into cards being given out, as Eric Ronaldo tries to defend the case of his young Christian Torres to the fourth official, who has a thankless job, it has to be said.
Eric Ronaldo was nothing short of an explosive figure on and off the pitch prior to his arrival at Las Vegas Lights.
Yeah. So
on television, on the pitch, wherever he was, really. Always had an opinion about him.
They've definitely picked up his personality.
Estrada back in now for Moa, who wanted too much time on the ball. Vermeer. He's looked a bright spot for this Las Vegas Lights side. His distribution all throughout the nights has been nothing short of excellent. If you look at individual performances, Torre over for Robinson.
Looks like Las Vegas are trying to have some patience themselves here.
De La Fuente. That touch might be a loose one, but it's kept in by Estrada for Padilla.
When the ball comes out wide, nobody in the attacking midfield area for Las Vegas seems to be taking control of the game.
Guzman heads it down, and Santi Moa has a problem. And Hamilton will boot it away. And out to play as well. The ball hasn't even travelled out, but the goalkeeper Thomas Olsen doing well to make sure that it does. That doesn't look good for Santi Moa, and for New Mexico United, it's an even worse sight. And if they are to make the playoffs, they'd want him on the pitch.
Santi Moa, of course, 11 goals and 5 assists this season. 75 shots coming into this game. Just an electric player, and looks like Coach Lassane is not taking any chances on his left winger.
We'll bring in the exciting young Englishman, Daniel Bruce, if Moa isn't able to continue, but he's back on his feet for the moment.
It's amazing when they see the substitute come up on the other end, how quickly they get up.
Never want to lose your place on the pitch, and you can see that clearly from Moa, but he is going to be brought off. And Daniel Bruce will come in, formerly of UNC Charlotte. Such a young player. He's scored 2 goals for New Mexico United this season, and one of them a wonder goal.
And 2 assists as well, so he shows he can serve it up as well. Definitely useful to come off the bench. He has big shoes to fill, as Santi Moa does on that left-hand side.
A ton of quality possessed by Bruce at such a young age, and perhaps next season he may even find himself in a position where he's starting matches for this New Mexico United side.
Like you said, only 23 years old. Now starting to come into his own. Look at the commitment by this New Mexico team. Here comes those black shirts.
Torre. Vegas holding on for the moment. Mexico United not letting up with the high press.
But usually teams will show themselves. But it seems like the Las Vegas players are pushing up, waiting for that long ball. Here it comes.
Para able to bring it down this time. Then one back yet again by Schmidt. Hamilton. He's trying to give it to Sandoval, but Sandoval not on the same wavelength as he fouls Torre.
Just going back to their style of play, Coach Ronaldo complained early on in the season about his team trying to be very finesse coming through the middle of the park. They would often lose possession and get burnt for it. And as a result, has now switched to a more direct approach where the ball sort of bypasses the midfield.
Mohamed trying to find Bruce here. Sandoval up with him. Can Bruce finish it? Sandoval will put it over the line. And New Mexico United are heading for the postseason playoffs. Sandoval with the easiest task, but it was all Bruce whose shot came off of Olsen, who could have done better. But Troy Lesane won't care one bit, and none of these fans at the lab will care either.
Well, the coach had a card up his sleeve and he played it. Up came Daniel Bruce. Fresh legs on that left-hand side to replace the courageous and fantastic Santi Moar. Here it is again. Here's Bruce released on the left. He takes on Robinson, just finds just a little bit of daylight, gets it under Olsen, and that's going to be the easiest goal Devon Sandoval will ever score in his career. Could have just walked it in. All credit to Bruce, but the goal goes towards Sandoval. And New Mexico now take a commanding 2-0 lead to propel them into the USL playoffs for the first time.
Dreamland in Albuquerque here at Isotopes Park, and can barely hear yourself think. Sandoval, all credit to him to follow that chance up, as well as the save was initially made by Olsen, and it was going to go wide of the goal had Sandoval not followed it up. But he did the rest of the work there.
Correct. Good, excellent number 9 duties by Sandoval, following up the shot.
Rivas trying to answer, and Las Vegas nearly did through Para. An open header for him, but he puts it wide.
Good ball by De La Fuente, but it's almost falling into like a half chance for Irving Para. Las Vegas definitely not cutting out clear-cut chances to try and bring themselves back into this game.
That United goal was brought to you by Delta Dental of New Mexico. Teeth mean business, and so does Devon Sandoval. As we see another problem for Troy Lesane's side. Salih Mohamed now on the ground. We're entering the very final stages of this match. Perhaps players pulling up now with cramp. They put in a performance really tonight. Want to show they're a force to be reckoned with come the playoffs.
Well, this man here put them in a position with a game plan and a mentality to execute, and his players have executed for him.
They haven't been at their best, New Mexico United, in recent matches. That is certainly the truth, but they've shown tonight that they can grind out a result, and that is so important going into the championship matches leading up to that. And in the playoff position that they have themselves in, if they can recreate what they've done tonight and perhaps tap in a few more of those chances, they could even run all the way through.
Correct. I'm just looking at the crowd, the curse, as they call them, of this New Mexico team. I've supported this team from day one. Look at behind the goal, just jubilation, bedlam back there.
We have an additional 5 minutes of added time brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness. We're in the orange zone now. But more importantly, New Mexico United are in the playoff zone. We'll see where they finish finally in the table, given the LA Galaxy 2 results.
Like you said, Jamie, if they take this form into the playoffs, this sort of attitude, they can create havoc and bounce some teams out.
Very much a wild card. You sort of know what to expect from New Mexico United at one point. But the playoffs, like we talked about earlier, are like a whole new season. Mohamed going forward again and looking for the foul. New Mexico United want to make a final change. Ethan Sampson will come on once there's time. I believe it's for Sami Mohamed as he goes down. It will be a throw-in perhaps for the home side, as it will be Salim Mohamed, who's right the way down the other side of the pitch.
What a great game he's had. Got away with a couple of card decisions by the referee. But he's been stuck in that center circle all game long, breaking plays up, starting the flow. And in comes Ethan Sampson, the young South African from Cape Town.
That substitution brought to you by REDW, CPA and advisors. There's no substitution for integrity, as we see Ethan Sampson with his first touch of what will be 3 more minutes for him on the pitch. Maybe more given if there are any stoppages, but you won't want to feel that the referee wants to add even more to what looks to be an impending victory for the home side. Now they have a corner. Perhaps they'll keep this in this zone.
Looks like Bruce and Sandoval staying close here. Going to play it short, take some minutes off the clock. Even if Vegas win it back, look where it is, deeper in their own half.
I have to say, despite New Mexico trying to keep it in the corner, Las Vegas don't look too keen to even really try and win it back.
Well, they did a good job huddling around there, but it's such a long road ahead here with just 2.5 minutes left. Some heads are being dropped, their shoulders are dropping, and that's full credit to New Mexico for putting them in this position.
Attacker, he wasn't fouled. Now Guzman.
Guzman with the Andrew Pirlo look, with the beard and the long hair. Just a commentator's dream.
The way he plays as well, very similar. That holding midfield role, creative but able to maintain possession and put the tackle in when he has to, as New Mexico United win another free kick.
This crowd is cheering on their team with only 90 seconds left. And when this final whistle blows, it's going to be a party in New Mexico, and everyone is invited.
It seems inevitable at this point. They got the insurance goal. A run behind. A goal kick for Las Vegas Lights, and they've had a good season, Las Vegas. Not the way they wanted to finish it with a defeat here, but it's an improvement on their first year. And perhaps next year, if Eric Wijnaldum is able to get the talent to fill the squad he needs, who knows where they could finish off.
Well, last season they had 8 wins, 19 losses and 7 draws. This year, 11 wins already. And they had 13 losses and 8 draws. With 41 points this year, finishing 12th compared to last year, 15th. I would say Las Vegas has definitely made an improvement under Eric Wijnaldum. That being said, his goal at the start of the season was to get into the playoffs.
Looks as though New Mexico United will be into the playoffs, and it's been a collective effort from all around. They missed Kevon Frater tonight. They might be able to snatch a third right at the end, but it looks as though Bruce is going to head for the touchline and win a free kick and probably see this game out. But going back to that collective effort from these New Mexico United players, 5 of them have 2 goals. One of them being Daniel Bruce, who just won that free kick.
Daniel Bruce had one thing on his mind when he got that ball. He made off like a gunshot after that corner flag. And in the end got fouled, and now New Mexico have their free kick, and Sandoval plays it short.
And that is that. New Mexico United finished their first ever season as a club in the USL Championship with 11 wins, but more importantly, they have made it into the USL Championship playoffs. Right at the last, they got the result. A 2-0 win over Las Vegas Lights. And coach Troy Lesane has done it.
Well, Troy Lesane, the pressure was on his shoulders at the beginning of the game, but he has executed on his end, and his players on the field executed on their end. As a result, a 2-0 win for this New Mexico team, and the curse, as they call them in New Mexico, are making their voices heard. Bedlam.
Star Brothers Brewing Company star of the match, as you see there, Chris Wehan. He scored the initial goal in this match, was brought off in the second half, much to our disbelief almost, but Devin Sandoval, as you just saw there, tucked away the final chance and gave New Mexico United the 2-goal advantage. Following Daniel Bruce's initial effort, but he won't care, it's another goal added to his tally. And the season continues on for New Mexico United into postseason play. And coming up after this short break, we'll have highlights and stats for you from this thrilling matchup at the Lab. New Mexico United defeat Las Vegas Lights FC by 2-0. Don't go anywhere.
Let's all experience something together. This beer, so pure you can taste it. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold. Beer in its organic form.
Back at the Lab, where we saw what has become a historic night for New Mexico United. 2-0 victors over Las Vegas Lights FC in this USL Championship matchup. And the celebrations have already started for New Mexico United as they have clinched a berth in the USL Championship playoffs. And we'll see the Michelob Ultra play of the game, courtesy of that man, Devin Sandoval.
Well, the ball played in for the substitute, Bruce. And what does a super sub do? He creates something, gets the shot under Olsen, and Sandoval tucks it in. And this one caps it off for a 2-0 win for New Mexico. Bruce with the magic, Sandoval with the finish. 2-0 home team.
That is the one that clinched it, but we'll have a look back at the other proceedings in tonight's match. The opening goal coming courtesy of the main man, Chris Wehan.
Well, Suggs with a tame cross, and Olsen and the centre-back Robinson collides, and it falls for the troublemaker himself, Chris Wehan. Here's the collision. Wehan here takes his time and tucks it away and gives the home team a 1-0 lead. Where Wehan, under no pressure, takes his time, puts it away, 1-0. And here comes Estrada on the right-hand side. Wehan with a shot, and Olsen making up for that collision with a point-blank save to keep Las Vegas in the game. Here it is again, Estrada. Wehan looks up, and there's those strong hands by Olsen. Great save from the keeper.
There seemed to be all New Mexico United, and here again is that moment.
Daniel Bruce just came on for a couple of minutes, gets the ball under Olsen. It was at point-blank range. The keeper didn't have much of a chance. It just crept under him. And Sandoval, Johnny on the spot to wrap this game up. 2 goals to love.
Devin Sandoval has been so important. His 12th goal of the 2019 campaign as we look at the updated bracket for the playoffs in the USL Championship in New Mexico United. Right there, they will face Sacramento Republic FC.
Well, New Mexico coming out of nowhere, executing tonight. All the chips fell in their favor, and now they have a date, like you said, up in Sacramento. Should be a lovely date night on Wednesday. LA Galaxy too, they themselves have to play on Wednesday night.
Well, they face Austin Bold on the other side of the bracket in the play-in rounds, and New Mexico United will have to face Phoenix Rising if they can get past this first play-in round. But they've done the job tonight. New Mexico United had a plan, they had a mission, and they accomplished both. 2-0 victors over Las Vegas Lights. The championship playoffs begin on Wednesday in the play-in round where they'll face the Sacramento Republic. For Ryan Davis, I've been Jamie Patel, delighted to have joined you from the lab. New Mexico United 2-0 over Las Vegas Lights. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.